am I so lazy? I know what to do. The podcast, the launch, the lead magnet, I've been starting it for weeks or maybe even months, and I've still not done it. Why is this happening? I want to be clear that if you are in this situation, you are not lazy. Lazy people don't launch businesses. They don't sign up for all the webinars and the courses. They don't jump on the networking calls, redesign their website at 8 o'clock at night, and mentally write their welcome email sequence on the dog walk. So what is going on? I want to introduce you to my framework action architecture. So this is the conditions that you need in order to do the work and make action inevitable. So we start with spark. Okay, so why do I actually want this? And do I believe that it's possible for me? So this is really about your desire, and it's also about belief and your identity as well. Okay, so that's the first thing. The next part of it is your strategy. So have I broken down my goal into milestones, micro actions, and behaviors? Because change progress comes from doing something differently. Have I actually taken my strategy and turned it into an actionable plan? Okay, so this is our milestones and our actions. And then the third thing that we have is the environment that we're setting up for ourselves. And the question that we really want to answer is whether or not the circumstances we've created for ourselves are built to survive our worst possible week. Think about those weeks where you have zero energy, the weeks where you've got a kid off sick home for 3 days. Those kind of weeks are the weeks that really test us, but they're also the reality of the running a business and living life at the same time. There is no such thing as a perfect week, and waiting for the perfect week in order to execute means that you are going to be waiting forever. There's always going to be another school holiday. There's always going to be something that's going to throw a spanner in the works. So we also need to have our setup as well. And our setup is around how we are keeping ourselves accountable, how we are celebrating our wins, how we are building and forming habits that mean that we can maintain progress even when things get difficult. Okay, so is it built to survive the worst week? Now, when we finally get to this point here, this is where we get that focused execution, that action that is going to get us to launch the lead magnet, to do the to create the course, to write the book. We need to have the spark, the strategy, and the setup all together at the same time, happening together, planned intentionally in order to move us to action, consistent action. And when I say consistent action, I do not mean that we need the same output every single day. There will be days where we can only do the bare minimum, but it's knowing what that bare minimum is, and then coming back and taking advantage of the days where we've got loads of energy and we can get the thing done. So when we have spark and strategy, but no setup, what happens here is that willpower alone is kind of running the show. And the problem with relying on your willpower alone is that your willpower is finite. It's an exhaustible daily kind of shot that you get in the morning. And the more decisions you have to make, the more things that get thrown your way, the more you're having to consciously think about things, the faster this reserve of willpower depletes until the next day. So if you are not setting up your environment for success, to help you to do the work with habits and accountability and support and progress tracking and all of those things, when things get hard, you will quit because your willpower is going to wane. It wanes every single day. By the time you get to lunchtime, if you actually want to install a new habit, you've probably forgotten about it in the first place. So I have an amazing morning routine. There's lots of habits that I've built into my morning. One thing at the moment I'm trying to introduce is cod liver oil tablets. Now, this seems kind of small and trivial. I can't have it in the morning. It needs to be with lunch because I need to eat certain things in order for it to be most effectively absorbed by my body. By the time lunchtime comes, I have forgotten that taking the cod liver oil tablet is something that I need to do. So even though I'm really good at building habits in the morning, when I'm kind of adding it to my morning routine, the cod liver oil tablets are really proving to be much more difficult because my willpower reserves have already waned. They've already been used up. Now, if we have the spark and the setup together, but not the strategy, this is the state where essentially we're kind of running around like a headless chicken. We're trying to do everything, but really we're not achieving anything. And this can actually lead to burnout, where we're so focused on juggling all the plates and trying to keep everything spinning. Nothing gets completed and we feel exhausted. It's like active output, but no real results. And then when we have the strategy and the setup without the spark, this basically means that you're shoulding yourself. You're following somebody else's roadmap, somebody else's blueprint. It doesn't feel like yours. The desire isn't there. The belief isn't there. And fundamentally, it's just a drag. It feels like a grind. So even though you know that this is like the sensible thing to do, it's really not what you actually want to do. And there are going to be things in your life that you are ruthlessly consistent with. Serving your clients to the best of your ability, making sure you pick up your kids for the school run. I don't think you've ever left them at school and forgotten about them. Going for a daily walk, whatever it might be, there are things that you are going to be doing on a daily basis that you never stop doing, whether it's a good day or a bad day. And we need to have this same kind of inbuilt support structure, this architecture around us trying to build momentum, build progress in our business as we would with these other things in life.